Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Welcome back to Worth Guitars. Year 2026, the brand new year. This will be the first video of a brand new year. Really looking forward to this next year to see what we can accomplish, what kind of cool stuff we can build, get those creative juices flowing, do some different kind of stuff, and hopefully it'll be a good year for everybody. I hope it will be. I think it will be. So staying in that optimistic viewpoint, today we're going to try to do some veneering on the back of a headstock for a 7-string build we're doing. Steve is over there. Say hey, Steve.
What's up, everybody?
I don't think you can see him, but he's there. It's really, I'm not a ventriloquist. Hold on. Here you go. There he is. Hey, Steve.
Everybody.
So,
Happy New Year.
yeah, Happy New Year. So today, I have this 7-string neck that is ready to go as far as it needs a fretboard now, and of course it needs the final carving. And this will go into the ash body that we're also going to start today. Maybe put that on a different video, because this is going to take a little while to do this. So what I want to do is put black, purple, black veneers on the back of this. So when you look at this edge, you'll see black, purple, black, and then just black on the face. And then I think we'll be good to go as far as the thickness of the headstock goes. I just got to double check that. I took a little off of here so to compensate. It's a little thin right now. I took a little off to compensate for the veneers that I want to put on. You know, because the body is going to be black with purple in the grain of the ash. You know, ash has that really wide open kind of grain structure, and we're going to fill that grain structure with a purple filler over top of the black and then spray over top of that. We're just going to leave the back of the neck light oil, very light oil finish on that, just enough to protect it from moisture, but not to give it any really texture or stickiness or anything, you know what I mean, from the finish. And then we're going to do black on the face of this to match the body. And also the logo really pops on that black, you know, which is cool. And then the black, purple, black on the back. Okay, so we just got to double check the thicknesses of the veneer, get started. That was a long process to tell you that, but sometimes my brain spins a little, you know, so but that's all right. That's where we're at. We're going to get set up and get this going. I'll be right back. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. I'm going to say that right up front in case I forget to do it on the back end. You know, if you got a few minutes or a few seconds, really, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. You know what I mean? It only takes a second, all right? I'm supposed to say that. I've been told over and over to say that. I'm saying it. All right. We'll be right back. Y'all hang in there. Okay, so here's the plan. Headstock, right now, as it sits, I've milled it down to 463, which is slightly under 7/16 of an inch. All right? And we need to be minimum ½ inch for the tuners to work on a headstock like this, but we're going to go a little thicker. We're going to go up to 5/16 of an inch thick. If I take 3 layers of this veneer that you can buy from any veneer supply company, I got it from Woodcraft, and you put them together, it is 0.060 in thickness, which is very, very close to a 1/16 of an inch. Okay, so that's going to bring us up to a half right there. So we'll do black, purple, black. You'll see on this edge, on the back, and then black, purple, black on the top as well. And that'll also help give us that little bit of a ridge where the nut sits right there. And that'll bring us up to thickness, and we'll have this very subtle purple line all the way around the headstock on both sides. Up to this point here. This little ridge here will cut off, and then of course we'll cut it off at the nut as well. All right, so we need to get that going. Now I'm thinking I probably should have my fretboard cut out first. So I probably should do that. I think I have one handy that I can use. Let me check on that. I'll be right back. Okay, I just wanted to double check something before I got started. This is a neck I did for another 7-string build. For something very similar to this. So I just wanted to check to make sure that I was ending properly here where the nut sits, and I have just enough space there so that I know that's where I need to stop my veneer, you know, right there. So that's what we're looking at. All right, so we know we're good there. So let's cut some pieces. This is the wood we're going to use for the fretboard. Beautiful piece of Macassar ebony. Oh yeah, that's going to look very nice. So I discovered a cool way to do patterns for cutting out, you know, like back plates and things like that. You can use this wide tape. It's sign maker's tape like this. And stick that on there. And I'm going to go ahead and put a nice mark right there, exactly where I want that to be. Right where the nut is. Right there and right there. So that way I know where that is. I can register that back in place. Actually, I'm too far this way. Let me try that again. All right, now, erase that. This is the line I want right here. Because you can bend it around spaces and shapes, you can get a really good crisp line of where things are, like this. Then you can pull this right back off of here and stick it on a piece of veneer or plastic for back plates. And you got your pattern right there where you need it. I'll get you over a little closer. Okay, so you got your tape on there. Now I can just take this now. Let me get something to cut on. Piece of plywood. This, and my X-Acto knife, if it has a sharp enough blade on it, which it don't, I can tell you that right now. Don't try to use dull X-Acto knife blades. It's not worth the frustration. Spend the money, buy blades, buy them in bulk. Use one, throw it away. Get a new one. Recycle other things and you'll feel better about yourself. Okay, so now we can just simply cut this out. This is why you use a sharp blade. All right, take that off, take that off. Get that out of the way. Now there's our pattern. A little piece there out of the way. It doesn't have to be exactly exact because we're going to make it a little oversized anyway, but it's nice to have it pretty close to where you want it to be. That way you know you're safe. And that line right there is where we want to cut straight across. That's where the nut's going to be. Okay. So this is our pattern. You can just take this right off of here. Just like this. Peel that right back off. Okay. You can take our veneer. Go ahead and use that straight line right there because it's there. Excuse me. And we'll just place this about a 1/16 of an inch. That's what we're going to leave hanging over, about a 1/16 of an inch. There's your pattern. Okay, now you can just trace that around there like that and cut that out. What I'm going to do is just stay about a 1/16 of an inch away from it. So that way if it shifts a little bit when you're gluing it, because things tend to do that when they have glue on them. All right, that's one. You can peel that back off. And now we know we can get another one right over here, no problem. Purple. Now we can just cut those out and make some black ones. I cut all the way through now. Okay, there's one. I just need to do this a few more times with the black also. And if you were doing a lot of these, you could make a pattern and use routers and all kinds of different ways to do this. Stack them up, cut them on a bandsaw or whatever, but that's a great way to just do a couple of pieces. And then you have this pattern, and if you wanted to, you could even just take that and stick it on a piece of paper somewhere and keep it. But it makes it easy to just move around like that and you got another pattern. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut these out real quick. You don't need to watch me cut all these pieces because that would be very boring. But there's one. I'm gonna put it, this was for the face. I gotta make a different one for the back. Like that. And we'll glue that down with some black on top of it. All right, I'll be back. Let me finish cutting these out. Okay, so I cut all the parts and I spared you the boredom of me trying to get all these parts cut. So we have black, purple, black on the front and black, purple, black on the back. And of course, that'll give us a cool little purple line all the way around the headstock. But first we have to glue it on here. And what I'm gonna do is laminate this together, put a little tape on it, and use clamping claws for the front. I'll probably do this part in the vacuum bag where the little swoop is right here. But we're going to do the front the old school way. Right, Steve? Steve says, yep. All right, here we go. Glue. Holding the earth together. That's the only thing holding the earth together is glue and gravity. Nice coat of glue and a layer of veneer. A little dry. It's drinking it up. A little purple. Hold on, I'll get you closer. All right, get you over a little closer so you can see what's going on. This veneer drinks up this glue fast.
It really does.
Oop, don't want that to happen. That's something I don't want right there. Little pieces chipping out. More glue right in there. It's important that all these pieces stay together, obviously. You don't want chips coming out of there. Make sure everything lines up properly, because we need enough left over to route it off, flush to the edges. Okay, one more layer. Actually, you don't need any more glue. That's it. But we do need some water. Water for that. Don't forget to put your brush in the water, because when you come back it will be hard again. All right, get that off of there. Can sand some of that off too. Okay, that's good. Push down on it some so it'll kind of start sticking together. It won't slip so much when you put the clamps on it. And give it a double check on where everything is. Make sure that it's hanging over properly everywhere. So that we make sure we have enough to route off. That's a little close, but I think we're okay. Push it back that way just a bit. I think that's good. Put some tape on it to hold it in place. Keep it from slipping around so much. Okay, I think we got it, Steve.
All right.
Now all we got to do is put some clamps on it. That'll keep it from slipping some. This one goes here. This one goes here. Some clamping cauls like that. Go ahead and put me a clamp, if you would, please. Right. Wait a minute, I'm making a mess here. I got glue on stuff that don't need to have glue on it. Don't even know how that glue got there. But it's there. All right, let me try that again. Tricky. Put that clamp right there for me. Clamp that down for me, sir. Just snug it up. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. All right, make sure we got enough hanging over all the way around. That looks good. All right, let's put one right there. I'll grab another clamp. Let's see here. Oh, I thought I had my act together. Let me get some more clamps. These clamps don't have the cool rubber grip on them. I can't get a good bite on those. My fingers are too slippery. Okay, I need to get a clamp right there.
Some little fellers.
I think we can get those little guys on there. They fit on there? Yeah. All right, hold on, what you got? We'll get to on the other side. Oh, yeah. Here, go ahead and put one over there for me. You fit one right there?
The other one?
Yeah, right there. Little clamp. Little tiny clamp for big hands.
Yeah.
All right. I think we got it, Weaver. You got that?
Yep.
All right. We'll let this set up. And come back and trim it all down and then do the back. And we'll have a nice black, purple black veneer on the front. Oh yeah, man. That's good. Okay, we got some clamps on there. We're going to let that dry for about an hour. And that should be good. It's good temperature in here. We got it at about 70 degrees, 68, 70 degrees in that area. And let this dry enough to where we can unclamp it and trim it. And then we'll do the backside. I think I'll do the backside in the vacuum bag. All right? So we'll be back. All right. Okay, so now this has been sitting for a little while. Let's take the clamps off, see where we're at, and we can flush trim this veneer and look at doing the back side of the headstock. Move these things out of our way here for a moment. Right. Take the clamping caul off. This is definitely hard enough to route without any issues. Carefully take this tape off. Now we're talking. That's what we want right there. We'll just use a vise like a little router table. Always works out pretty good. One day I might make myself one of those small router tables that hook to your bench, but this always works pretty good. We're doing just quick little flush trims on small pieces. Oh. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, that's good. And we can just clean this up real quick. Clean this edge. Yeah, that looks good. That's what we were hoping to get right there. Oh. That really clean edge right there. That's what we want. Right there. Black, purple, black. And it's a little hard to see right now, but because the lighting isn't all that great. But if you put a little water on it, it shows up a little better. And it's just a very subtle detail anyway, but I think it'll match the guitar better, having the black headstock. There we go. That's a little easier to see it now. See the little purple line in there? Yeah, there you go. Black, purple, black. That'll be here too. And you'll have a nice clean black headstock on both sides, coming around clean here, and then the scarf joint and the neck. And of course the fretboard or fingerboard, depending on what school of luthery you are from. I believe the proper word is fingerboard. It does have frets on it, so you could call it a fretboard. Which I think I can do. These three pieces go on like so. And because of this curve right here, I believe that the vacuum bag would pull that down very nicely right there into that curve. That's what I'm hoping for. And I think it will, but I need to trim some of that around there. So I need to go back to this template that I made and see if I can figure out how to make that work for me. Not template, but pattern. And I have this here, and now I can kind of fold that along where it needs to be. Like that. And that'll give me an idea of what I need to cut and how I need to cut it. Right there, hold that for me. And I can kind of just bend this around like that. And that gives me my profile of the back of that neck. Where the little scoop is. Like that. And that will go right in there. And that gives me a lot less to have to, the vacuum bag's going to try and pull all this stuff down. So this has to be pretty accurately stuck to this thing before you put it in the bag, because it'll try and pull everything over. So we got to be pretty close to where we want it to be. And this is the one we want on the outside. these 3 veneers laminated on there, like that. That'll give us a pretty cool headstock. And you'll still be able to see the maple around in there. That looks cool. I like that a lot. I like it a lot. So I just need to transfer that onto here. Right there. Like this. And you see what I'm doing? Hold on. Sometimes I forget. Yeah. Like that. Now I can just cut this around here. Like that. That'll be our veneers for the back. There we go. That trims that up nicely. Now those will bend right down in there. Just like that. One day I'm going to get a bigger compressor, something that'll run some air tools. Have a nice little hose over here I can blow things off with. One of these days. Until then though, I just do that. That works fine. All right, let's see. I think I need this one here to be the one on the outside. Don't really matter. All right. Let's see how well this is going to work. I have my Smurf shirt on today. That's what my wife told me. I looked like a Smurf. Okay, that goes there. This is here. I forgot something. Like that. Okay. Okay. That positions that pretty well. You can see it's already pulling down in there. Let me get you closer so you can see that. The battery is dying again. As you can see, it's already pulling down the veneer in the scoop on the back of the headstock. Now we throw the pressure to it. You can see it really pushes down, pulls in this whole area right here. And we'll get a really good glue joint right in that scooped area right there. And it looks like it's got a really nice joint there. I don't see any daylight shining in there anywhere. I got a little bit too much veneer here. I need to cut some of that off right around that corner right there, because we don't want that folding over and gluing down. Not too big of a deal. We can always just come back and, you know, machine it off, but that's what we want right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some glue on there. I'm going to plug this in and let it charge for a bit. Okay, let's see if we can get this in the bag real quick before the battery dies on our camera. It's been fighting me all day today. I think it's time to get a new one. We need glue, brush. And we got to rock and roll. Let's do it. Moving quick. Oh man. The freaking, man, this drives me crazy right here. Hold on, let me get the hole cleaned out. Oh. Okay. Let's do this. See if we can get it done. Alright, one layer of black. It has tape on it. Oh, I'll put that one on the outside because I don't feel like fighting that right this second with the glue on. One layer of black. Try to do nice even layers of glue. Purple. Okay, that looks good. I think we're almost there. I know the battery's dying on me. It's trying to, so I'm trying to hurry. And a layer of black. Make sure we got enough to cover everything. We do. A couple pieces of tape. just to keep it from slipping until we get it in the bag. And one more right here. Okay. Get that out of the way. Get this back up here. Once you get glues on something, once you put glue on something, then everything will want to fight you from then on out. That'll pull most of the glue out. I mean, most of the air, I should say. And we can double check our positioning. That looks beautiful. Let's hit the pressure. And I'm just going to push down right here just to make sure that I'm getting what I want. There. Let's pull all that down nicely. I believe we're good. I don't feel any looseness in there anywhere. I believe that's nice and tight. Right up into that scoop. Right around that neck right there. That's what we wanted, right there. Of course, now I'm going to try and knock that glass jar off. See there? There you go. Okay, so we did manage to get the neck in the vacuum bag before the battery died. And I noticed after it had been there for a minute, the glue was starting to kind of pull up along this one edge. So I put these clamps on here. I don't think it really needed it, but what the heck, it doesn't hurt, you know? So these little red handled clamps, I don't like how small a handle is. You can't get a grip on it. I can't. My fingers are slippery. I don't feel like I can get a good grip on it. So I think what I'm going to do is one day take these handles off and put on like some square handles. I've often wondered why clamps don't have like octagonal handles or square handles. You know, like kind of like a snap-on screwdriver has. Because your hand grips that better. To me, the round is a little slippery. I guess it's easier to manufacture. But anyway, let's get this out of here. And this will be the conclusion of the veneering the headstock video. If it turned out good, which I think it will. Don't see any reason why it wouldn't. And because this video is kind of long, I'm sure by now. I'm going to try to edit a lot of this out, but okay, I think that's good. I think we did all right there. Let's get these things out of the way. Move these clamps and stuff out of the way. Turn off the vacuum pump. And see where we're at. Okay, yeah, we did okay there. I was a little worried that this had glue built up underneath the veneer and it was trying to fold over and it would leave a bubble of veneer, a bubble of like glue underneath there, if that makes any sense at all. Because what it does in a vacuum bag, of course, is it wraps over. Whatever's there, it'll pull it down, which is one reason why I wanted to use it for that, because that little swoop right there, it pulls that, a vacuum bag will pull it down into anything like that, and so that works out really well for that. So it has its uses, that's for sure. We'll move it out of the way, and then we'll see if we can get that cleaned up a little bit, and we can get a good idea of what that headstock looks like. I think this will work for us. Whoop, we have to plug it in though. Gotta be plugged in. We have to raise the bit up a little bit for that. Can't really get in there with the router. Can't really get in there with the router, so I'll just sand that out. And I think I'm just going to hit that with a little hand plane real quick. And then we can just do a quick sand and get a basic idea of what we got going on here. But look how good it worked inside there. I need to come back with a file now and clean that around, but we got a nice little clean little transition line right there. Very subtle little transition line. And I really like the way that looks. Let's get this cleaned up right here. This is where the veneer wrapped around in the vacuum bag. We'll just clean that off like that. Hit it with a little piece of sandpaper again. What did I do with my sanding block? It was right there. Here it is. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that's clean. So now we have this nice clean edge on the headstock. That'll be nice with some finish on it. All the way around. Just got to clean the rest of it up. Just take some time cleaning it up, and we'll be in there. This kind of stuff like this we can hit with a sander, get the majority of it out of the way, and then just come back with the spindle sander and clean that out of there. Right in there like that. Hit that with a spindle sander. Clean up where the cove is. Coming around to the back of the neck. Right in that area right there. Like that. Let's get my water sander. That little transition right there. Yeah, it's looking good. Clean that up. This can be done with a sander. You guys see okay? Yeah, this is good. Of course, this is all the handwork you have to do to make everything perfect, or as close as you can get to perfect, which is kind of the goal, to try to be as clean and as perfect as you can make it. And as I round this edge over here, just slightly, that purple will be a little more prominent also. It really shows up now. The more you sand it and the cleaner it is, and the nice bright finish on there on this headstock, it'll look really nice. It'll be nice and clean looking. Now we've got the headstock up to the correct thickness, which I try to do 0.600 on there. It's probably pretty close to that right now. Let me find my calipers here. Let's just double check that and make sure we're good. Okay, I'm 0.606. That's good. That's where we're at. Still need to clean around there. and around there, and I'll do that a little at a time with the file and just work that in until that's nice and clean. Then come back and cut this straight across here. I have a fixture that does that, so you can get straight across. I'll do a video and show that to you. And yeah, let me get you over there, Trick. All right, there's the headstock and the back of the headstock for the 7-string Nomad we're building right now. And I like it. Black, purple, black. Both sides. I have a nice clean detail on the edge. Picking up a little bit of the purple on the fretboard and the purple in the body. And it's just a little detail to do. You don't have to do it, but you know, when you're building a custom guitar, do a couple little custom things like that. It really don't take that much time to do. And you end up with something special, you know, something different. All right. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging in there. I know this is kind of a long video, but we got it done. And we've made a big step forward here on this. Now I'll get the fretboard running. The fretboard will be very similar to this. I'll put the fretboard on there. And that will be ready to be glued into the body. The body's coming up. All right, we're working on it. Making the body out of ash. And it's going to be a challenge because I have to do an ash body with an ash cap because I have to hide wiring to get the good Nomad look without a pick guard. So we'll work on all that stuff. We'll take some pictures and videos and we'll put it on YouTube and Instagram. If you don't follow us on Instagram, look for us on Instagram and Facebook, Worth Guitars USA. And thanks for watching. We'll see you guys soon. Get out there and go see some bands. Go watch some guitar players, right? You know, that guy sitting over in the corner in the restaurant, man, throw him a tip and tell him thank you because he's out there doing his thing and trying to entertain us. Go see some bands. Love you guys. We'll see you out there. Peace. Worth Guitars. Bye now.